We are moving now to chapter 2. But before we can begin on chapter 2, I want to make this clarification to you. The years that we are reading in this book and the years that we are going to read in the subsequent books, because this is a series of more than 10 books, this is just the first book out of the 3 books that are already finished about the series of Land of Blood and Iron. The years that we read in this book, for example, we are going to look at the year of 649. This year is the 649th year after Roka Kingdom took over control or power to rule all the 4 kingdoms. That's Roka was ruling itself, of course, it's an independent kingdom. It's Roka Kingdom ruling the 4 kingdoms of Roka in itself, Ara Kingdom, Dosa Kingdom, and Haptra Kingdom. So after the conquering Roka king took power in all the 4 kingdoms on the continent of Athuna, which is comprised by those 4 kingdoms, he changed the time system such that they started calculating time beginning from the year Roka became the power in those 4 kingdoms. Just like we have the years dating from the beginning of this millennium, of these last 2 millennia, where we have the year 2000 now being 2022, because right from there was the beginning of the AD, that was year 1. So similar to our current contemporary time system, our calendar system, these 4 kingdoms, as we shall know, they are actually 9 kingdoms, but we have zeroed down on the first 4 kingdoms. They have a different calendar system, the system in which they calculate their time, they time their dates, the time they make for their hours, how they determine this is day, this is night, how many months are in 1 year. Because in this book we are going to see a year is called Jerak. Jerak is the Roka word that means year. Then a month is called Lama. Lama is the Roka word that means a month. Then an hour is called Faure. And when there are when we are talking about many hours, we are talking about Faure. So they have a different language system, as we are going to know. Each kingdom had a language, but one thing we are going to know is each kingdom spoke the conquering kingdom's language. That was what we can call the continental language. For example, for Athena continent that we are beginning with, the 4 kingdoms of Roka, Ara, Dosa, and Haptra were speaking Roka, the language of Roka kingdom, because it was the conquering kingdom. So they are definitely politically and socially their language became the lingua franca of the kingdoms. Then, as we shall later on read, there are other 5 kingdoms that make up the continent called Farotha. These kingdoms are Radar, then we have Thorodia, we have Kora, we have Ragaga, and we have Kurifu. So all those kingdoms are going to later on have their own language system, and these kingdoms are ruled by Kurifu Kingdom. Kurifu Kingdom has a language that is similar, almost similar, but not very similar to the present the English language. So we are going to have that later on as we progress with the narration of this book. So now that was a small recap about the time systems we are going to be introduced to.